The Indiana Fever have clinched a spot in the WNBA Commissioner's Cup final after achieving a strong 4-1 record against their Eastern Conference rivals. Although the New York Liberty also completed Cup play with a 4-1 mark, they were edged out of the final due to a tiebreaker loss against Indiana earlier in the tournament. That single defeat proved decisive in sending the Fever forward. With their place in the final secured, Stephanie White's team now turns its attention to a highly anticipated showdown against the Minnesota Lynx, scheduled for Tuesday. The Lynx, spearheaded by standout forward Napheesa Collier, finished with an impressive 5-1 record in the Western Conference portion of the tournament, making them a formidable opponent. As the championship game draws near, the focus for many Fever fans has shifted to a single pressing question: will Caitlin Clark be available to play against the Lynx? The rookie sensation and all-star guard has missed Indiana's last 2 games due to a left groin injury, leaving her status for the final uncertain. According to head coach Stephanie White, she learned about Clark's injury shortly before Indiana's game against the Los Angeles Sparks. White explained that Clark had undergone an MRI on Wednesday, and that was when the team became fully aware of the extent of her injury. White noted that the Fever's medical staff had been cautious ever since, listing Clark as day-to-day in an effort to prioritize her long-term health. This groin issue marks the second injury that has sidelined Clark this season. Earlier in the year, she was forced to miss 5 consecutive games after dealing with a quad problem. Given her significant role as a playmaker and offensive leader, each of her absences has had a noticeable impact on the team's dynamics. On Monday, there was a glimmer of hope for fans and the franchise alike. The Fever officially listed Clark as questionable for the WNBA Commissioner's Cup final against the Lynx, a notable upgrade from her previous designations, considering she had been sidelined for the previous 2 games. This classification suggested that her condition was improving and that there might be a chance for her return to the court. However, the optimism was tempered by a separate update published on the WNBA's official player news page. The league stated that Clark remained at risk of missing a 3rd consecutive game, emphasizing that her availability was still uncertain despite the progress in her recovery. As game day approaches, there has been no definitive word from the team or league regarding Clark's final status. Fans, analysts, and teammates continue to wait with bated breath, knowing how crucial Clark's presence could be in a high-stakes matchup against a top-tier Western Conference opponent like Minnesota. The situation, in its current form, leaves the Fever and their supporters in a state of hopeful anticipation. While Clark's move to the questionable list is certainly encouraging, the team's medical staff and coaching personnel appear committed to making a last-minute decision based on how she responds during pregame warm-ups or any final evaluations. In summary, as of Monday evening, there was no concrete answer to the pressing question of whether Caitlin Clark would take the floor in Tuesday's championship clash. The most accurate response remains uncertain, a tentative, maybe, as both the Fever and Clark weigh the risks and rewards of her potential return in a title-deciding contest.